Hello everybody and welcome to lesson 1 on addition. So I'm going to jump to my board in a second. I just thought I'd start off with on here to just show you a couple of slides that you could use to help with your understanding. So we're looking at addition today. So here is some addition vocabulary. So these are the kind of words we'd use when doing an addition calculation. So if you see these words in a question, a worded question, then more often than not, you'd be looking at an addition question. So we've got increase, plus, more, sum, altogether, count on, total, add. Those words are talking about addition. So today's objective, then, we're going to look at the forwards jump. Okay, so I'm going to look at it in a little bit more detail on the board in a second. I just thought I'd show you these slides so you can go back to these and pause on these if you want to have a look at them. So the forwards jump is all about doing addition. You can use obviously pencil and paper to help you, but ideally what we want to be trying to do is be able to do these mentally, these forwards jumps mentally. But if you're not there yet, if you can't do it mentally yet, then don't worry. So this forwards jump is looking at adding a 10 and a unit. Okay, this forwards jump is looking at adding a 10, then the unit, but going up into the hundreds, so across a boundary. And then we've got a forwards jump which looks at going into adding hundreds, tens, and units. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through it on the board in a second, but I thought I'd just show you these so you can go back, pause on these to have a look and use them in your learning if you need to. All right, I'll see you in a second. Okay, over. So as I was talking about a second ago, up here I've got my cards to help you to refer to, but they might be a bit difficult to see up there. So if you need them, just scroll back on the video and you can pause where you want if you need them. Okay, so today the objective is we're using that forward jump. Okay, so we're going to use a calculation and then we're going to do the addition through using a forward jump. Okay, so the first calculation that we're going to have a go at, we're going to do two together, then we're going to set them out on here for you to have a go at. So I'm going to do 35 add 22. Okay, so we're going to start with our biggest number, and it's almost as if that number is on a number line. And when we've got a number line, we can start our number line wherever we want to. Okay, so we're going to start with 35. Okay, so to that 35, I know I need to add 22. Now, if I want to do that in my head, it can be a little bit tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this, I'm going to partition this number down. Okay, and I'm going to add the tens first of all. Okay, so I know I've got two tens, so I've got to add 20 to it first of all. So I'm adding 20. Okay, so if I add 20 to 35, I'm going to get to 35, 45, 55, because I know, like I looked at last week, okay, my units would stay the same when I'm adding multiples of 10. So 35, 45 becomes 55. And then I'm going to add on my units, okay, which are 2. And again, I can either do that mentally or I can count on my fingers if I need to. 55, 56, 57. So there what I've done is I've added on, okay, 30, started with 35 and I've added on 22, but I've used the forward jump to get to 57. So I know my answer is 57. Okay, so I'm going to do a slightly more tricky one now. Okay, so I'm going to do 78 add 54. Okay, so 78 add 54. Okay, I'm going to do it in exactly the same way. I'm going to put my 78 here. Okay, and that's almost the start of my number line because that's where I need to do, where I need it to. I don't need it any earlier than that. Okay, and I'm going to add my tens first of all. So I know I've got 5 tens, so I know I've got 50. So I know I've got to add 50 to that. Okay, so 78, add 50. Okay, 78, 88, 98, 108, I've crossed into the hundreds now, 108, 118, 128. So I know that that is 128. Units have stayed the same because I'm adding a multiple of 10. Then I'm going to go on to and add my units. So my units are, I'm adding 4. And I can do that in my head. 128, add 4, 132. I can count on my fingers if I want to. So there, I've added on and I've used a forward jump to get to my answer. 132. Okay, so that's how we use the forward jump. Like I said before, ideally, it'd be great if we could do it mentally, but we can use fingers and you can use paper as well to help you while you're getting used to it, while you're getting the hang of it. Okay, so I'm going to do the 3 different levels on here for you to have a go at. Okay, and how you should set them out. Okay, so number 1, I've got my helper here, William. William's rolling the dice for me to generate my numbers. So William, I've got a
8.
Yep.
6.
So I've got 86. Add
1.
Yep.
9.
So I'm adding 19. Okay, so I'm 86 adding 19. So what I'd do underneath is I'd set it out by starting with my 86, because that's my biggest number. Okay, and I'm adding first of all my tens, and I've only got 1 here. Okay, so I'm doing add 10. 86 becomes 96, and then I've got my units to add on. So from 96, I'm going to have to add 9. Okay, so 96 add 9. I could do that in my head because I could add 10 and take 1 away. So 96 add 10 would give me 106. Take away my 1 gives me 105. Okay, so then my answer is 105. Okay, so you're doing those jumps. You're doing the forward jump. Okay, so you're doing from 86, jumping my tens, jumping my units. Okay, so level 1, 2 digit, add 2 digit. Okay, 2. We're going to do a 3 digit, add 2 digit. Okay, so William starts off. 5, 5,
7, 3.
And a 7, so 557, add 3,
2.
Okay, so I'm going to work this out in exactly the same way. So I'm going to start off with my 557, because that's my first number. Okay, then I'm going to add on my tens. Got 3 because it's a 30, so I'm adding 30, 557, 567, 577, 587, and then I'm adding on my units, which is 2, which is 587, 88, 89. So 589. So my answer is 589. Okay, so they're the second ones. 3 digit, adding a 2 digit using the forward jump. Last one we're going to do, and this one's a little bit trickier, is this one up here. Okay, we're going to do a forward jump, 3 digit, add a 3 digit. Okay, so William, give us our numbers first of all to get our calculation.
9, 8, 1.
Well, I'm just going to change that 9 just to make it. So I'm going to do 1, 8, 9. Add, yep.
7, 6, 5.
7, 6, 5. Okay, so this one is a little bit different. Okay, because we've got biggest number. I've rolled the dice differently, so I've got my biggest number second on this calculation. That's absolutely fine. All I do is I start on my biggest number to make it a bit easier for myself. So 765 is the number I'm going to start with. But this time, instead of doing 2 jumps, okay, I'm going to have to do 3 because I've got 189. Instead of starting with my tens, I'm starting with my hundreds. So I've got 100 in this one. So I'm jumping 100. So I'm adding 100. 165, add 100, gives me 865. Okay. Now I'm going to do my tens. Okay. So I've got 80 tens, so I'm adding 80. 865, okay, and I can count on if I want to. 865 goes on to 875, 885, 895, then I'm on to 900s, 905, 915, 925, 935, 945. Okay, a bit of a tricky one that. 945, so I've now added my tens, okay, my pen's running out, and now last thing I'm going to do this time is I'm going to add my units. The units have got 9, okay, so I've got 9 units, 945, because it's 9 I could add 10 and take one away, 945 become 955, if I added 10, take one away, I'd get 954. Okay, so there are your 3 levels to have a go at. Okay, 2-digit add a 2-digit, 3-digit add a 2-digit, 3-digit add a 3-digit. They're quite tricky. Okay, use your forward jumps though. That's the objective today. Okay, have a go at those, and tomorrow we're going to do a bit of addition through partitioning. All right, have a crack, see how you get on. Catch you tomorrow.